Welcome back, and we are scrambling, or scrambled, or something, I don't know. Anyway, we've got a new project, we're going to get on with it. First up, a little bit of dismantling. We're going to be taking the exhaust pipes off, we're going to be taking that horrible, hideous centre stand off that's interfering with the chain. Then I guess we're going to be cleaning stuff. Yes, don't worry, there won't be too much video of that, because if there's anything more boring than doing it itself, it's watching someone doing it. We're also going to be doing a bit of shopping online. These carbs are actually quite big at the back. They're 58s, and the ones I've got unfortunately on the shelf are not big enough. We're going to be looking at seats as well. I've done a bit of measuring. It's 22 inches long. And it's kind of skinny actually. It's only 6 inches at the front and 8 at the rear. So that one I used for the CB350 is not going to work, I don't think. Obviously I'm not going to use that one because that one's going on the CB350, but it's 21 inches long, but it's 8 inches at the front and about 10 at the back there, at the widest point. So it's a bit of a fat boy really. Yeah, it's a bit too large for its older, more dainty sister. Right, let's tear it apart, get these pipes off, centre stand. I'm going to take that off as well, that little strut there, and we're going to paint it orange just to see what we think. And I still think I'm going to paint these forks orange. I sorted the gaiters, they just slipped. Let's get these badges off. We don't need no stinking badges. This ain't so easy. Other side came off real easy. There you go. Bingo. A little bit of Bondo required. Tidy those up a bit. Throw them on eBay, I guess. Yeah, really hope we can sort this tank out and actually fix that little nozzle that's come off, because it's actually in pretty good shape. There's no major dents or things, little dent there, but yeah, a lot of the ones on eBay actually a lot worse shape than this, and they want anything up to 200 bucks for them, so hope we can rescue this one. Just a little bit of prelim WD on these, and actually the pegs, and those bolts down there for the centre stand. This boy here that we're going to be taking off. Check back in the morning. Meanwhile, we are fully charged and maintaining. Cool. I'm actually really loving this little bike already. It's really cute. It's got a lot of character. There's a lot of stuff that I'm not looking forward to, like cleaning up these wheels. Looking at the spokes, they are going to need to be painfully kind of sanded individually. So that will only take a day of my life. I think we can do something with the pegs. I've had a look. I think we can fit some custom ones fairly easily to that existing bracket, which is why I've WD'd it up to pop them out and see what's what. So yeah, job number one, centre stand. Gonna wait a little bit before I take the exhaust off, because I've actually already ordered some fairly cheap exhaust shields, but I think they'll look good as long as they fit. So before we take them off, I need to get those in and just kind of test fit and see what they look like. And job number one on the fuel tank repair is to strip that paint off before we look at what we can do about welding it. So my buddy Citrus Strip, environmentally friendly acidic stuff. And while I was pottering around, I know it's a little bit off piste here, we're supposed to be getting rid of that centre stand, but I noticed these cables are a little bit wonky. I don't really understand why, because I thought the throttle cable might be an issue, obviously with the drop bars as opposed to the higher bars, but this is the brake cable. I suppose that's relevant, and I'm guessing the speedo cable, right, which, yeah, I'm sure the original speedos weren't a million miles away from where those ones are. So yeah, that's a bit of a pain, because they're really flapping around in the breeze there. Need to be considerably shorter, like 5 inches. We can probably get a brake cable that's shorter. Anyway, I'm sure our friends at Ven Hill can help out with a new brake cable. Right, what? Oh yeah, centre stand. Let's get on with it. Finish that up with a slightly more aggressive brush than the toothbrush, and I think that's ready to try and weld or something. We'll see. Got to prep the tank, obviously. I thought I might try that on the spokes. Actually, I think that's worth a go. See what that does. Eh? Why? Yes, it does. Yeah, it's quite an improvement. Just did those two on this side. Good start, anyway. What? Yes, oh yes, centre stand. Yes, I'm easily distracted. Talking of which, and painting the frame, I got distracted again. I was doing a bit of shopping. I didn't really want to do it like a solid orange, like this Chevy orange colour. I wanted to get closer to my Photoshop mock-up. And to do that, I'd need some kind of anodized paint so that the silver shows through on the forks. I'd guess I'd have to rub down the frame completely to bare metal or spray it silver first. But yeah, this kind of stuff, anodized paint. This was the blue that I used on the CB350 on the engine, and also on the fuel tank. I kind of faded in the fuel tank. Wasn't sure if they made it in orange, but they do. So there you go, Duplicolour as well, so it's good quality paint. And there's a tin of that on its way. Before we tackle anything major like the front forks or the frame, I think we'll try it on that, because we were going to highlight that little boy there. We were going to highlight that orange. So yeah, we'll get that off as planned and give it a test run. See what happens. Right, centre stand. WD-40 did the trick. Split pin and smack it out with a hammer. Ready to smack. And finally, well, that was relatively easy. Nuts and bolts and things came undone without undue hassle. Let's hope the exhaust studs are equally cooperative. Next up, lovely. Repeat as necessary. Gonna leave those there for the moment for our test fit of the heat shields. So wolf inspection. We have a delivery. A seat. Well, it almost fits. Same issue we had on the CB350 with that rear end not kind of kicking up at the same angle as the frame and base, whatever. And honestly, it's a little bit high, isn't it? It's a bit big. Don't know if we can get it to sit lower, but you might notice it's also a few inches short at the front, or the back, depending on what you do with it. That would cure that problem though, if we can get it to sit down at the front, or sit down at all, honestly. Let's have a look. But yeah, no, same issue. It's actually, I think it's the electrics that are getting in the way there. There's a couple of posts there, bolts, that we could remove if we had to. They're not helping, but I don't want to muller it if I can just send it back and get something else. So don't think that's going to work. We need a little bit more length, honestly, one way or another. You could always kind of put a filler in there, I suppose, of some description. Don't think it's going to work. Right, epic fail on the seat, but we have more parcels and heat shields. And I was a little bit worried that these might be a little bit big, but no, I think they're going to work beautifully. Not sure about the bottom one because it kind of wants to go roughly in the same place, right? Because your leg's going to come down here. Although the original factory mounts for the factory fittings seem to be back there, which makes no sense at all, but I don't know, something like that. Not sure about the bottom. Might have to hack that off even. I don't really want to if we don't have to, but definitely on that top one, that fits beautifully exactly where your shin's going to come, right? Because your butt's there, your knee goes forward, your shin kind of comes down at an angle. So yeah, I think that's going to work just fine. So now the only question, I bought the matte black, or the semi-gloss black, because I figured I didn't want to highlight the heat shields. But now I'm thinking, wondering, ponder the Honda, if we bought the chrome ones and did them with the orange anodized paint, then maybe that would look quite cool. Maybe not, maybe too much. Let me know what you think, because I've probably got a window to return these, swap them. So now we just need the paint to turn up and experiment. While we're waiting for the paint, a couple of things I noticed that are quite interesting about this as opposed to the Gutsi. So obviously this is a twin with individual carburetors, as is the Motor Guzzi, similar era. And what Honda decided to do is have one throttle cable that comes down here and then splits into two to operate each carburetor individually, as opposed to Guzzi, who decided just to have two cables right from the handle here. I'm preferring the Honda approach. And again, on the same lines, fuel lines to be precise, unlike the Guzzi, the Petcock itself has two outlets just on the one side, and then those individually go to the carburetors. Not there, it's on the other side. Anyway, they go to these on the carburetors. Whereas the Guzzi has one Petcock on each side of the tank. Honda decided to put this little connector from that side to the other side, which is broken off, as you know, so we've got to do something about that. So they dealt with it in a totally different way. And actually, I don't know, maybe Guzzi had a better solution, honestly. I don't know. What do you think? Yeah, and another thing. I was just going to cover up this rat's nest of wiring before I clean the bike, and I noticed that Honda back in 1971 are tucking the wiring in the frame, just like on my little CT70 that I had, because that's kind of a hollow piece of frame there. Yes, I had one of those. It wasn't a standard one, obviously. It had a Piranha motor in it. I think it was a 1.4. Apparently it would do like 75, 80 miles an hour. I never did that, obviously, because that would be ridiculous. Anyway, I digress. If you've watched any of my other builds, I quite like tucking wiring into the frame. It hides it and protects it. It's a brilliant idea. I don't know why more people don't do it. Thought I'd put a proper rubber boot on top of that starter motor terminal. Boys just had it taped up. Not really good enough. Yeah, it's here. Let's give it a shot. Well, I'd forgotten how runny this paint is actually, so I should have been more careful. I'm not that worried about the different kind of thicknesses and shades. That's kind of some of the effect that I'm going for. So as a proof of concept, as it were, that's not bad. We shall pursue it. Well, I think that's quite enough for one episode. So if you thought the video was any good, give it a thumbs up. Do tune in next time, because we're going to be tearing it apart, cleaning it, and who knows what. More crazy ideas, no doubt. So yeah, if you haven't subscribed already, do so now, under here, yeah, down there somewhere. And encourage others to watch my lunacy.